Hello. Sorry about that. For some reason, my computer's moving super slow. I think I am now online. So, we're in a new space. Okay, awesome. Good morning, good morning. Sorry I'm running late. Awesome. Great to see y'all. Sorry I'm running late this morning. Yeah, I decided to move my computer to a new room. And my computer's going super slow, so it took forever to get to this page. Good morning, y'all. Hey, Pablo. Hey, Nana. Hey, San. All right, so this morning we have a strength flow. If the word strength freaks you out, like it sometimes freaks me out, don't worry. Well, basically what I want to do is just bring more awareness to our strength. And normally if we were in class together, you could ask if you had a question or if you wanted a modification, but because I can't hear you or see you, then if you do have a question or something doesn't feel quite right, I hope you'll send me a photo or a note or a video so that I can respond to you. So for now, just do your best and don't do anything that pushes your body too far out of its comfort zone or stretch zone. Nothing should feel like it's pinching, popping, or snapping. So let's do it. I'm gonna adjust a few things. Okay. Sweet. So the way I would like to approach this strength flow is that we're not going to use our hands. So we're going to bring awareness to our core and the strength of our hips by doing yoga and trying to avoid using our hands and wrists, which we sometimes use as a crutch to overcompensate and not have to use our core strength. So this is a fun little experiment that I like to do, a no hands yoga flow. So we'll definitely feel it and feel the engagement of our strength. Let's sit up nice and tall. It's also nice for those of us who have wrist problems or arthritis to practice without using our wrists. So asks us to get creative, which is really nice. Let's wiggle the seat. Lengthen the spine from the top back of the head. Slowing the breath down. Really focusing on the core, on the belly. Inhaling to push the belly button out. Expand as much as you can. Exhale slowly, pushing the belly button in, pressing the air out of the lungs. Long inhales, slow, controlled exhales. Inhale, lengthen just a bit more. Exhale, deepen, shoulders relaxed, hips heavy. Okay, and this time for our twist, we're actually going to put our left hand in front of us and our right hand behind our back. And we can kind of press those elbows in to open up the shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turning to the right. So instead of using our hands to twist, we're actually using our core here. So inhaling to expand. Exhaling to deepen. Inhale, expand. Exhale, deepen. Use the core to twist. Inhale, expand. Exhale, deepen. And reaching up and over to the other side. Right hand in front, left arm behind. Squeezing the elbows close. Inhale, lengthen. Expand, exhale, twist into the left. Using the core to twist. You also might find that you're using the strength of your hips to twist. Can you twist deeper on the next exhale? And coming back to center. Let's inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, relax. Let's roll the shoulders. Open the chest, open the throat, big circles. And let's roll the shoulders forward. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. All right, let's drop the head to the right. We're not going to use our arm here. We're just going to drop the head and we're going to reach the shoulder down. So we can still reach this left arm away, maybe flexing this left wrist, but we're going to leave the right hand where it is. Maybe flexing the left wrist just a bit more, finding length in the left middle finger. And turning towards the right armpit, letting the head drop low, searching the left shoulder into your back space. And release, dropping the head to the left side, reaching the right arm away, maybe flexing this right wrist. And turning towards the left armpit, finding length in the right middle finger, searching the right shoulder back, letting the head tilt down. Big deep breaths. Gently release. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Let's turn from right to left. Looking up and down. And let's just take a gentle fold forward. So again, not using the hands, but we can leave the hands heavier. We can rest the hands on the knees, reaching the chest forward. And then rounding the spine when you're ready. Let the head feel heavy. And slowly roll up. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. All right. Now, normally we do cat-cow on all fours, but we're going to do it sitting down. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hands, my elbows out, fingers pointing in. I'm not going to use my arms much, but I'm still going to place them here. Inhaling to arch the spine, open the chest, open the throat, tilt the pelvis forward. Exhale, tilt the pelvis back, around the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, arch the back, open the chest, tilt the pelvis forward. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, tuck the pelvis under. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Okay, and then, of course, if you want to use your hands, that's totally fine. But the challenge I'll offer is to try to come to our knees without using our hands. Okay, so this is going to invite us to use our core strength in a totally different way. Of course, safety is most important, so don't compromise that if you want some balance support. Okay. And then we're going to kneel up. Let's go ahead and press the hips forward for a moment. Finding length in the hip flexors, reach the core forward. And release. And then we're going to reach the right leg back. So we've stretched the right leg long. We have the left knee on the floor. We can even swivel that left foot back. And we're going to take a little gate pose. All right, so let's reach the arms out. Pressing the outer edge of that right foot. We can swivel this left foot back for even more balance support, just to increase our surface area. Let's flip the front palm, reaching forward, reaching up, and reaching back. Breathing into the left side, coming back to front, breathing into the right side, and back to center. Okay, let's also twist. Right side, right arm comes to the front, left arm comes behind us, breathing deeply, and back to center. All right, carefully, let's bring that right knee to meet the left. And we'll do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to stretch the left leg back. We have the right knee down. We can swivel this right foot back for more surface area. Arms outstretched. Breathing deeply. Flip the front palm, reaching forward, reaching up, reaching back, breathing into the right side. And reaching into the left front space, or the right front space, stretch the left arm long, and come back to center. Let's twist, left arm stretches in front, right arm stretches in back. Keep pressing the outer edge of that left foot down, and coming back to center. And carefully bringing that knee to front. Let's have a quick seat on the heels. Pressing the hips forward. Gently release. And from here, we're going to tuck the toes. And we're going to stand up. Pressing the right foot in. Trying not to use the hands, but you can. Of course, we made up these rules. Feet parallel. All the edges pressing into the floor, knees slightly bent, hips relaxed. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, feeling grounded on the floor. Inhale, lengthen. And putting the hands in the hip flexors, let's hinge at the hips. Keep the heels pressing down. Notice the fold in the hips. And we're just going to round the spine into this forward fold. Make sure all the edges of the feet are pressing down. Shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Inhale, flat back. Lengthening the spine. Feel the top back of the head reaching forward. Hips reaching back. Round the spine. Bend the knees, inhale. Exhale, deepen. Straighten the legs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Bend the knees slowly. Open the shoulders. Okay. And we're going to come back to the floor. But we're going to come to our knees. So let's slowly, carefully, try not to use our hands, but it's okay if we do. I'm going to reach my leg back or down. Okay. And since we are using the knees in this way, feel free to get a pillow or a blanket to tuck under them for some cushion and support. We're going to carefully bring this right leg around. Let's flex and point this right ankle foot toe. Flexing the right ankle foot toe. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Whew. Feel free to use your hands for balance support. Inhaling to reach the head away from the torso, lengthen. Exhale, round and fold. Keep flexing that right foot. And just gliding forward. Coming back to our knees, let's bring the right knee to meet the left and switch sides. Left foot steps forward. Stretching the left leg long. Flex and point the left ankle foot toes. Flexing the left ankle foot. Inhaling to lengthen, puff the chest forward. Exhale, reach the chest forward. round and fold. My secret to balance, or it's not a secret, the secret to balance is to find a still spot on the floor, maybe a speck of dust or a shape, a line, a crack in the floor, and stare at that. Focus on that. You'll reduce the sensory input that your eyes, your vision is processing. Pressing up. And that'll help your balance. Let's float forward just for a moment. And coming back, both knees. Have a gentle seat. Using pillows for support if we need. Let me check the time. Here we go. Awesome. And one more time, lifting the hips up, press the hips forward, opening up the hip flexors. This is so important because I'm sure where many of us are sitting, working from home, doing so much more sitting than we're used to. And one more seat here at the heels. Have a seat. Swing the legs around. Alternate flex and point. Opening up the hamstrings. Giving the knees a break. Alternate lifting knees. And we're going to come into our warriors on both sides. So let's swing the feet around once more. And we're going to come to our knees. All right, so let's step this left foot forward, planting the left knee right on top of the left ankle, pressing that left foot into the floor, tucking the back toes. So we can stay right here, and we can also lift the back knee, pressing the back heel down. Notice how my alignment hasn't shifted. My left knee is still right on top of my front ankle. I'm going to go ahead and drop this back heel out of this high lunge. Knee on top of ankle, hips open, arms stretched out. Warrior two. Pressing the outer edge of this back right foot. Pressing all the edges of the left foot into the floor. Inhaling to squeeze the feet together as if they're going to slide in like Michael Jackson. Exhale, release the hips heavy. Let's bring both feet to parallel. So we're in a nice wide straddle. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding at the hips. Feel the spine lengthen, feel the head lengthen. Then the knees slowly roll up. And now we're going to pivot the right foot. So some of us might be facing the back of our yoga mat. Bending this right knee so it stacks right on top of the right ankle. Pressing the outer edge of the left foot down. Hips open, spine tall, shoulders open. Inhaling to squeeze the hips in towards each other. Squeeze in. Exhale, release. Let the hips open. Releasing tension in the outer hips and adductors. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Straightening this front knee, pivoting the right foot so that both are parallel. Let's heel toe the feet in just a bit. We still have some outward rotation, so our toes are pointing out. Let's bend the knees and lower down for a wide squat. Trying not to lean onto our thighs, trying to use the strength of our legs to press into the floor, trying to use the strength of our hips, lengthen the spine, open the chest. Take some deep breaths here. Press the feet into the floor, press the outer edges of the feet into the floor. And pressing up. Very nice, shake it out. And we'll have another seat at the floor, this time still not using our hands, taking our time to get there. However makes sense to you. Okay. So, let me adjust Instagram. Okay. So, stretching the left leg long, pressing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. So normally we'd grab on to our foot or to our leg. This time we're gonna put our hands, just flop them to the side. We're actually gonna use our hips to fold here. We're gonna use the strength of our hips. So inhaling to lengthen the strength of our core as well. Inhaling to lengthen from the top back of the head. Exhale, reach the chest forward. So it's okay to put your hands out in front, but we're trying not to pull this time. We're trying just to let our weight fall heavy and trying to use our core and our hips to fold deeper. So you actually have to use those hips to press yourself down because we're not pulling with our arms anymore. Big deep breaths. Let the head feel super heavy. Keep this left foot flexed and keep pressing the left knee into the floor. So we usually do this isometric work to press the left leg down. We can still do that work. That's actually going to help engage our hips even more. It's really hard not to touch this left leg right now, but I know that I'm using more strength because of it. Rolling up. All right, we're gonna actually bring this left hand to just rest on the floor. So again, we're not gonna use the arms, the strength of the arms. We're resting the left arm to the inside of the left leg. We can still bring the right arm over just for some weight. But we're not grabbing anything, not pulling anything. We can still search the right shoulder back. We can still press the right hip down. We can still press the obliques out in every direction. And releasing up. Let's do the other side. So stretching the left leg long, pressing the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. My hips, my torso is facing front, so I'm angling myself out for y'all. But just so you know, this isn't outward rotation in the hips. Our hip is kind of square, or our right hip is. Flexing point just for a moment. Dropping the arms down, flexing the right foot. Inhale, lengthen, puff the chest forward. Exhale, round. Reach the chest forward. We're tilting the hips forward right now. If our pelvis was a bowl, we'd be spilling our water forward. Trying not to use the hands. Pressing the right knee down into the floor. And rolling up. Twisting to the left, let's lay the right arm on the floor to the inside of the right leg. Reaching the left arm up and over if we want. We're not pulling, not using any arm strength. Left shoulder tilting into the back space. Left hip pressing into the floor, reaching into the back left corner. Obliques pressing out on that inhale. Exhale, deepen. Gently release, lifting the left arm up. And let's bring both feet together. Try not to use our hands to do so. Open the knees, open the hips. Let's flop the hips open just a moment. Some little butterfly action. And we can keep the hands at heart center on the heartbeat, or we can just drop them to the sides. But we're not going to pull on the feet like we normally would. So we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine. Feel the pelvis tilting forward just as you lengthen. Inhale, lengthen, expand. Exhale, reaching the chest forward. Feel your hips expand on the inhale, inflate like balloons. Exhale, let the head feel heavy. Wow. And rolling up, pressing the hips into the floor. Let's scoot forward. I'm going to turn my body. Bend the knees, plant the feet for a boat pose. All right, so normally we'd hold on, and you can still do that for some safekeeping, but we're going to try doing no hands. You can hold on underneath, you can hold on around, squeezing the knees together, lengthen the spine. Feel maybe even putting a hand here to press your core into your hands. Chest open, shoulders open. So we're going to breathe here for a while. Feel free to flex the feet, float the feet up. Feel free to halfway lift. Feel free to extend and point, squeezing the ankles together. Breathing deeply. Try to slow down the breath. Tap the floor if you had your legs lifted, coming back. Lengthen the spine. And bringing the feet down, reaching forward, inhale. Exhale, lowering down all the way to the floor. Okay. Bend the knees, plant the feet, rock the knees from side to side. And we're going to draw the right knee in, bending the right knee, extend, flex, point. Bend the right knee, extend, flex, point. Bend the right knee, extend, flex, point. Bend the right knee, and we're going to stretch the left leg long, twisting the right knee across the body. I'm not going to grab it with my hand because I'm trying not to use my hands. I'm just letting my core do the work to twist, and I'm letting my hips do the work to deepen. Head, chin, turn to the right shoulder pressing into the floor, breathing in to expand in the obliques in the midsection. Exhale, deepen. Coming back to center, plant the right foot. And lifting the left leg. Bend the left knee. Extend, flex, point. Bend the left knee. Extend, flex, point. Bend the left knee. Extend, flex, point. Bend the left knee. Stretch the right leg long. And use the core to twist the left knee across the body, turning the chin to the left. Keep the left shoulder pressing into the floor. And rolling back to center, planting that left foot. Planting the right foot, rock the knees from side to side once more. I'm going to check the time once more. All right. Pressing the feet into each other. Pressing the feet into the floor. Reaching the fingertips towards the heels. Pressing the feet into the floor. Lift the hips up for a bridge pose. Notice how my feet are stacked right under my knees. That's important. Shoulders pressing into the floor, hips reaching up on every inhale. And exhale, slowly lower down. Okay, let's actually reach the right leg up. Cross the right ankle over the left knee. And we can open up that hip for a moment. But what I want to do is press the left foot to the floor to lift the hips up. Doesn't matter if we even lift the hips off the ground, even if we're just pressing. We're doing the work. So the point is not to lift the hips off the ground. The point is to do this work. Pressing the left foot into the floor, lifting the hips up, lifting the core up, and slowly lower down. Switching sides, plant the right foot, cross the left leg over, opening up that hip just a bit, pressing that left knee away, pressing the right foot into the floor, lift the hips up, press the hip flexors, press the core up. And slowly lower down. Planting both feet, alternating flex and point. Let's take a little waterfall moment. I'm drawing both knees in. We can actually stay right here because we're not using our hands. So we can stay right here, drawing the knees in, bent, feeling the lower back flat on the floor. We can also take a waterfall, knees slightly bent. So doing this to feel the lower back pressing into the floor. Notice how the lower back feels a little more flat now. And we can sway from side to side. If our knees are bent, we can sway from side to side. We're using our core right now to do this. Gently release. Let's open the knees, open the hips. Bottoms of the feet pressing into each other. Reclined butterfly. And just for one more moment of strength before Shavasana, before we close this out, let's just lift the chest, reach the hands towards the feet, A little crunch. Keep breathing. We're going to hold this. You might start to feel some shake like I am. And slowly release. Go ahead and release the legs. Give your body anything else it needs. And we'll meet here in Shavasana. Resting heavy on the floor. So we did have a shorter flow because I was so late this morning. Sorry about that. But I really do like this theme of cultivating strength, and hopefully this flow still felt restorative, but realistically, by not using our hands, we did invite new work. We gave ourselves a handicap, if you will. We gave ourselves a creative constraint. And I've definitely been feeling like the constraint of self-quarantine and like all the safety precautions have been really difficult and have involved so much grieving of various things, grieving my plans, grieving my perceived future, um, and grieving the potential, grieving suffering and pain and loss as well. Um, but in that grief and in these restrictions, I found some new strengths, and so there's value in that we can find in some of the most constricted, restrained, oppressive experiences. Um, and here, by taking responsibility off of the wrists and the hands and the arms, hopefully we could feel some new awareness in our core and in our hips. And hopefully we invited new work. And that's really what we're doing. We're inviting the work. We're not trying to avoid it. But when we use our hands as a crutch, it might make it easier for us to do what we're trying to do, but it isn't necessarily inviting the work that we could be doing. So I really love strength work like this and core work like this, though it was a brief session. Here in Shavasana, we're doing no work actually. So we're inviting, well, I guess we're inviting the work of relaxation, which can feel really difficult for many of us. Slowing down, being still, letting go of tension in the body, letting go of any muscles we're holding tight for security. Here, we're giving our nervous system a message that we can relax, that our blood can flow properly, healthily, so that our heart can get everything it needs and all the parts of our body can get everything it needs. When we rest, our digestive system kicks in. And wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Let's take 3 sighs of relief. Breathing in. Breathing in. Breathing in. When you're ready, let's roll over to the right side. Curling up in the fetal position. Find a moment of comfort here. And let's see if we can bring ourselves up without using our hands. Find a comfy seat, resting the hands on the knees, using our core to lift up, shoulders open, leaving the hands where they are, bringing the hands to heart center, or resting the hands over the heartbeat. A breath for the ancestors we bring to the space, and for the indigenous people who were here before colonization, breathing in and out. Today is practice for tomorrow, a breath to thank ourselves for our practice today, breathing in and out. A breath to appreciate others for their support, breathing in and out. And a breath for the intentions and well-being of everybody online with us and everyone here with us on spirit, breathing in and out. The loving human in me bows down to the loving human in you. Namaste. Okay, well, again, sorry I was late. Hopefully that was a nice funky flow for you to bring awareness to the core, bring awareness to some new ways to think about strength, or old ways to reconnect with your strength. And again, send me feedback, send me, if you have any questions or if something doesn't feel right, send me a photo or a video and I'm happy to respond. And then just a reminder that these morning classes are a fundraiser, collecting funds to make sure that families in need, especially queer, trans, PoC families, have groceries, medicine, prescriptions, cleaning supplies. Many folks are losing their jobs and losing hours, taking unpaid time off. So please send me a Venmo or Cashapp donation. Anything from $1 to $500 would be amazing. We've had some really awesome generosity coming through out of this morning yoga class, which has brought around $5,500 in support to families here in Providence. So thank you so much. It was great practicing with you, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning.